Okay, so this lesson is going to be on word problems, but it's just dealing with one linear inequality. So Sherry has $135 to spend, so that's how much she has in total. Her favorite store has t-shirts on sale for $5 each and sweaters on sale for $15. She wants to know how many t-shirts and how many sweatshirts she can buy. So first thing I would do is I would label which subject or object is going to be X and which one will be Y. Then that's completely up to you. I'm just going to decide that X is going to represent my t-shirts and Y can represent my sweaters. Now I'm going to have to make a linear inequality to represent this word problem into a linear inequality. So we know that Sherry has $135 to spend. So whatever she buys has to be equal or less than that amount of money. Now, her t-shirts are on for $5, so I can represent that as 5x because every single t-shirt she buys is worth $5. So if it's 2, that's going to be $10. If there's 3 shirts, that'll be $15. So what's happening there is that they're multiplying. Same thing with the sweater. So sweaters are 15. So I'm going to put 15y. Now she can buy both. She can buy both t-shirts and sweaters. And the word "and" we can represent with that plus sign. Now those sweaters and t-shirts has to be less than or equal to $135. Now we're going to have to graph this. And once again, I'm just going to turn it into that y equals mx plus b format. So I'm going to move this 5x over to the other side. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 15. And 15 goes into 135. Let's see. 129 times. So then I'm going to have to create my own coordinate plane here. Now because we're dealing with t-shirts and sweaters, we can only have whole numbers. I can't have half a t-shirt, I can't have half a sweater, and I can't have a negative amount of things. So I'm only dealing with whole numbers, which means I'm only in that first quadrant. So I'm going to go ahead and label my graph. My y-intercept is 9 and my slope is 1 over 3. So if I make each box represent 1, I'll be able to fit my line on here. Okay, so here's y-intercept. I'm going to go down 1 over 3. Down 1 over 3. Okay, now the other thing, is this line going to be solid or dashed? So in my linear inequality, I have that y is less than or equal to, so that means that my line is going to be a solid line. Right, I'm going to test a point to see on which side of this line I'm going to shade. I'm going to test the point 0 and 0. And I get that 0 is less than or equal to 9, which is true. So that means I am on the bottom part of that line. I'm dealing with whole numbers, so I can't just shade it in. I have to dot. And those dots are representing all the different solutions I can have. So how many combinations of sweaters and t-shirts can she buy? And that's it. So let's try another one. A sports store has a net revenue of $100 on every pair of downhill skis sold and $120 on every snowboard sold. The manager's goal is to have a net revenue of more than $600 a day from the sales of these two items. What combinations of ski and snowboard sales will meet or exceed this daily sale? Choose two combinations that make sense and explain your choice. Right, we have downhill skis and we have snowboards. So X I'm going to put as skis and Y I'm going to put as snowboards. Now it wants a combination of them. And skis are $100, so I can represent as 100X and 120 for each snowboard. Now this is a company that wants to make more than $600 a day. So I want the combination of snowboards and skis to be more than $600. What combination of ski and snowboard sales will meet or exceed this daily sale? So because meeting is okay, I'm going to put greater than or equal to. All right, now I'm going to maneuver my linear inequality around so that it's in the y equals mx plus b format, which just makes it easier to graph. Oh, sorry, 120 goes into 600 5 times. There we go. All right, now, unfortunately, I don't have a graph for this one, so I'm just going to make myself one. We're dealing with whole numbers again, because I can't have a negative amount of skis or snowboards, and I can't have half amount. So I'm only in that one Cartesian plane. So I'm going to make myself a graph. Sorry, it's not going to be the best. All right. So my y-intercept is 5. So here's my point, and I am going down 5 over 6. So there's my next point. Okay, so I can include the price in that. So y is greater or equal to. So I'm going to draw a solid line. And now I've got to figure out if I'm above or below. So I'll test the point 0. And I get that 0 is greater than 5, which is not true. So I'm on the other side of the line. So I can go ahead and start dotting on the other side of that line. So all of these points represent all the different combinations. So in the second part, when it asks choose 2 combinations that make sense and explain your choice, I can have, let's see, so snowboards is my Y. So I'm just going to put that up here, snowboards. And my x-axis is my skis. So I can have we can pick any point we want. So we can pick this one. So that's the point 7 and 2. So I can have 7 skis, 2 snowboards. And another point, let's pick this guy. So that is 3 and 5. So 3 skis and 5 snowboards. Now explain your choice. If you wanted, you could show that 7 skis is going to be $700 and 2 snowboards would be $240. If you add that together, you get $940, which is over $600. And 3 skis and 5 snowboards work because that gives us $300 plus 600, which is $900. And that's over 600. So that's why these combinations work. All those combinations you could choose. All right, so for questions, your practice number 4, questions number 1 to 4.